Afternoon. Oh, funny voice. Welcome to spring.
Is it?
No, I don't think so. It's just having us on. Yeah, we've got a puddle out the front here. It's certainly warmed up. It's actually really pleasant in the sun. So the snow's starting to go slowly. We've got 5 or 6 days of above freezing, but no doubt winter will come back again. So we thought today we would give you a bit of a catch up on everything that was flowering, germinating, growing, because things are starting to move. Spring is apparently just around the corner. So we'll start off in the dark, dingy garage workshop, and then we'll go out into the bright lights of the polytunnel.
Stop playing in the water.
Oh, yuck.
You're right. It's dark in here,
It's
Garry.
dark. Yeah, take the old sunglasses off. So the prop bench is pretty full. The glass could do with a clean. Salads. Spinach is still going really well. We have some celery. Didn't germinate very well. I've got another packet. I think I sowed it a little too deep. So I got another packet I've done. So they'll come through quite quickly. A bunch of other odds and sods in here. Lettuce, they're looking nice. I bought in some chives from the polytunnel. So Julie's already started picking them. I have done some more cut and come again. So there's a nice mixed one there. And then we have, get around the corner, another spinach. So yeah, peppers are looking nice and stocky, almost ready for potting up, not quite. And then I have our early tomatoes. Again, they're looking nice, nice and stocky, not tall and leggy. And again, they're just about ready now to knock out of these pots and to pot up individually. And then the flower, you can see, I've forced these for a couple of seedy Saturday shows that I did last week and the week before. So it's rhodohypoxis, that's the white, and then there's a couple of what colour you call that? Pink? No, it's not pink, is it?
It looks pretty pink
Is
to
that
me.
pink? Deep pink.
Mm-hmm.
South African native, tender, but a really nice, useful plant. Plant put out in the garden all summer, bought in for the winter months. And then I have another pot of radish, so we're keeping the radish going. More onions. So you're just starting to see those germinate. So I've been doing a lot of seed sowing, not necessarily videoing it because it's just tedious and boring. So I didn't want to bore everybody. I've got asparagus. I've got some more onions. And then my second batch of celery. I've got more tomatoes. A pot of, that's a sweet pepper Big Ben. And then we have a tomato beefsteak bountiful. And then I've got some, hang on, castor beans. It's a really nice deep purple. They are poisonous, seed, so you have to be careful where you plant it. And then underneath the little propagating trays are rhododendrons. I've not grown rhododendrons from seed before, so it's a bit of an experiment for me. They've not been in very long. Again, got these from the Scottish Rhododendron Society. So I have 4, 8, 12, so about 25 varieties. So we're going to grow, see what germinates. And then the plan is just to keep 2 or 3 of each. We can't plant them out. They'll be kept in pots. But again, with the facilities we're going to have here, once I get the second tunnel out, we'll have no problems overwintering them. But again, something a little different, something to try. So that's pretty well the prop bench. It's still too early to be sowing your annuals. So your short season annuals, so things like cosmos, zinnia, anything that's going to germinate, marigolds really quickly. Too early still. I have my seed, it arrived last week, so it's ready. I may start next week, but I have my doubts. And the same with your quick succession vegetables as well. It's still too early.
We did say in an episode a couple of weeks ago, it should be probably around the end of March.
I think it'll be next week. I might sow some. I don't know. Space is going to be the thing for me as well, because you can see I'm pretty full in here. And because it's been so cold, I can't move nothing outside. I have got our onions on the other grow light. So our original batch of onions and leeks I sowed, I've moved them off the heat. They're on these Barina grow lights, and they're not enjoying it at all. So these are actually going to go out into the polytunnel today. I've made a little bit of space out there on the floor. I figure they're going to be better out there in the natural daylight than they are under these lights. Come below. So it's actually warmed up quite nicely. The problem now is 1 minute I'm complaining about how cold it is, and the next minute it's too warm. And it's the challenging time now to keep things cool enough that they don't get away too quick and get too soft and leggy, but also not letting them freeze when we do still get the -10s and -15s at night. So it's a challenge this time of year now, and this will happen now on and off for probably about the next 6 weeks. So apparently I have to keep on track and do short bursts when it comes to information, because she says I talk too much. But I don't think that's true. Anyways, getting to that, for me, it's probably the most exciting time of the year. To see what's germinating, see what's coming. Most of the stuff's going to come back, no problem. It's more what's germinating. Nothing really much has changed in here. The foxgloves are looking okay. They're just about ready now. There's 1 or 2 flowery bits. We have a couple of yellow cowslips there that are flowering. 1 or 2 of the cyclamen are still going strong. Now, there are obviously still pots with nothing in. I mean, bulbs and what have you that have not come through yet, but it's a real mix of stuff in here. We do have some nice. Oh, you're looking at primula.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flower.
Yeah, flower, and then we have some nice narcissus.
They're pretty.
Yep. And just a mix of all sorts. Just literally a mix of all sorts. There's the buddleia. I've moved the buddleia out. They're okay. They're just about ready for potting up into a slightly bigger pot. Give them some fresh compost, some more cyclamen, and then on the floor, the hellebores. They're not looking bad. So I've just moved them out. They're in the shade there, giving them a bit of everything's had a good water as well today. First time for a long, long time. And you'll just see mixes of stuff all over the place. Hepatica, little hepatica there that I haven't trimmed the leaves off of yet. And there are a lot more of those around the other side, which we'll show you in a minute. And then coming on, it's a mix. We have Brunnera pulmonaria. They are actually, and then this is Primula denticulata, big drumstick primula. And look at the size of that. So these are going to be really early, really nice, really nice strong root system on that. These won't be for sale. We have about 4 different colors. I want to collect seed off of all these so that we'll have stuff for sale in the future. And then the Brunnera and the pulmonaria are starting to move. I mean, you can see this has been under fleece, and it's just enough to make the difference. So it's just starting to come into growth. Ferns aren't doing anything at the moment.
It's a little early.
Yeah, a little early for the ferns, but they're fine. I know they're good.
What's this here then?
What's what? Where? That again that's a Brunnera.
Oh, okay.
So that one that Julie is looking at is actually that variety there.
Sea heart.
And just while you're down here, I showed you the Primula denticulata. Well, there's a Primula denticulata. Look at the difference in colour between those two. That's going to be a white. The chances are that's going to be a really deep pink or purple. We will see. It's another odd cyclamen flowering. Some little violet coloured violets, if that makes any sense. There was one around the other side that I forced. We'll see that in a minute. Sweet peas, they're coming off of here, and they're going to go into a colder area to try and slow the growth up. Because they're they're looking really good. 1 or 2 losses, but I mean, you're going to get that. Doesn't matter. You're always going to get that. And then moving on, we have, these are all more cowslips. So these are all cowslips. I haven't forced these. These have just been sat in here. And then a nice little primula. Wharfdale. Hang on, there's the label. Wharfdale Ling is the variety. So it's a tiny little one. So again, these can go out into the colder areas now. And then some cyclamen seed. And then right at the very top here, we have some Narcissus cyclamenus. So hellebores are coming to life slowly. Coldest part of the tunnel, they don't mind. Then we have mostly ferns at this end. Not a lot of sign of anything yet. A few more hellebores. And then we have a really nice little...
Sorry, I'm not with you at the moment.
No, you're not with me. I'll bring it to you. How about that?
Wow, that's a first.
Yeah. Then we have a nice little white...
Hold on. Focus. Yeah.
White seedling hellebore. And then just a general mix of stuff up this end again.
Pretty pulsatilla.
Yeah, pretty pulsatilla. A bit droopy jaws because I didn't cover him up last night. I wanted to see what he'd do, but he's been forced for the show. So he's going over now, but we have a whole bunch more. So you saw me cut the vent in for the tunnel. It warms so quickly now. And then
there's a bit of snow.
A drop of snow. A big drop of snow. God, it'll be nice when this is all gone. And then Julie come down through all our Japanese maples. All looking good. Odd conifer tucked in there amongst them.
Nice lot of flowerbuds.
Yeah, they're going to look rather nice. These guys are going to get planted out. We are going to take a chance and plant these 3 out and see what happens. So lots of goodies in here. Germinating goodies, things to germinate. The green that you see is mostly Eranthus, named varieties grown from seeds. I have about 15 different varieties. They should flower next year. Now, this is 3 years. There's some coriodalis there. And then under these crates, and the crates are on there just to keep the sun off. I don't want this stuff getting too warm. More seed. And the other crate also has a whole bunch of seed. Coriodalis coming through. Most of that seed in these crates came from the Scottish Rock Garden Society. Some of it's actually germinating already. And then if Julie gets down on her hands and knees...
Not a chance.
No, not a chance apparently. Don't know if you can see the primula. We did feature that on a previous video. And this has been cold. This has been just about freezing. This frame in here. Even at minus 20, 25, it sits at just about -1, which is perfect. And then further on, we have a few other bits. The bits that are looking really forward, like the hellebore, the epimediums, I forced those for a show. So that's why they're out so much. That nice little primula. And then various different primula, all came from Barnhaven. So the temperature in it at the moment is about 16, which is almost perfect. I don't want it getting any warmer. For what I have in here, that's really good temperatures. That's one reason for the shade is on. So you're looking at Mecanopsis. And this, if I pull the label, there is the variety. And it's a red Mecanopsis. I have been trying for so many years to get this to germinate. In particular, this one. The others, the blues, I have no problem with. So another Mecanopsis. Again, everything you see in here is from seed. So again, these came from the Mecanopsis Society in the UK. So that's what it is. Be interesting to see the colour on that one, because I have no idea. Another tray of Mecanopsis. Fertile Blue was the label. There's a lot of germination in there. And again, this frame, the lowest it has got to is about -2. Most of the time when it freezes solid outside, -10, -20, it's sitting at around about 0. And it's very, very damp and wet in here. Always. It's dry now because obviously the sun's out. The best bit about this is all the hepatica. All the green that you can see is all hepatica. Now I have hepatica from Devon in England. I have hepatica from Sweden. I have hepatica seed from Austria, and then I have my own hepatica seed. There's a lot of germination going on in here, and there are also a couple of others. There's some Narcissus cyclamenus, which is the little yellow narcissus. So again, if Julie gets down to that, shows that crate. So these are all different hepatica. And the germination is really good. And everything, all the other pots, although a lot of the pots don't look like they've got anything in them, they are, every single one has got something germinating in it pretty well. I mean, here's one here. For instance, if you look at this one, you think there was nothing in there. But then if you look right in the very middle, does it focus?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one this is out of Devon, so this is a Silver Shadow group. So I'm really, really pleased about getting these things to germinate. And then, as I said, there are some Narcissus cyclamenus in here. Got them? So there's Narcissus cyclamenus. It's the little miniature yellow daffodil we showed you earlier. So this is collected seed that I collected off my own plants. So the ones you're looking at now, they'll be about 5 to 6 years before they flower. So red primulavirus, red cowslip from seed. And then it's sat in the middle of a whole bunch of Lewisia, all mixed with colours. Looking really nice. That's not a flower bud. And then if Julie pans down through, it's my hepatica collection. Some of it anyway. Just coming into flower now, looking really nice. Lots of blues, a few pinks, different shades of blue. Enjoying a little bit of sunshine.
It's almost like spring.
Yeah, it is almost like spring, isn't it? Oh, spring in here anyway.
It's just nice to see flowers.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, not have to crawl around on your hands and knees to see them in coat frames.
Yeah.
So they're mostly Hepatica nobilis. There are some Americanas in here. And then we have a few Narcissus cyclamenus mixed in. Hellebore seedlings at the back there, coming through nicely. off of our own collected plant material. Another primula. And then some really pretty little, now these are, I've not seen these flower before. This is the first year these are flowered. So some multi-petals. More cyclamen. Cyclamen are starting to go over. They've had a rough time this year because I had to take them into the workshop for a while. It's just too cold out here. So they're not looking at their best. But I'll just leave them here, let them die back. And then they can be potted up then once they've all died back. So things are starting to green up, obviously. So we have quite a collection. I have quite a collection of primroses, primula. It's a bit of a licorice, all sorts. There's some auricula there, cowslips. Some candelabras. Some are showing colour already. Polyanthus. Just a general mix. I'm going to try and get some of this stuff potted up. That's an aranthus grown from seed. It was the aranthus we showed you earlier. They are all named. Except that one because I lost the label. And then more hepatica. Some moving on much faster than others.
Ooh, strawberries.
Yep. Yeah, they're looking okay. And then next to the strawberries are some little yellow primulas looking nice. Flowering a little too early for my liking. And a couple of really tiny ones. More flower than foliage almost. And finally, we have garlic. So again, you saw us plant this. I can't remember what episode it was. And it's been out here in the tunnel for the whole winter under the bench. It hasn't frozen solid, but it has froze a little bit. I let it freeze a little bit to start with. And then I moved it under the bench. So it is coming through now. So we'll just keep this in the polytunnel, cool spot, let it do its thing. So that's a little bit of a catch up. I hope it wasn't too boring. It's nice. There's a bit of color there. Finally, some color. We will catch up with you next week. We're still a few weeks away from being able to do anything outside, obviously, with the amount of snow we have here. But luckily with the greenhouse, I can do a little bit, get a little bit of potting up done. Perhaps we'll do some potting up. But until then, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. And please like and subscribe. Bye.